my name's Pete Morrill. I'm here with Redford. We've been breeding and training Labrador Retrievers for about 25 years. And today I want to talk about one of those tests that we're going to do to move from week 1 to week 2. So this is the no-nos. What do we want to make sure the dog doesn't do to be able to move on to week 1 or week 2, I'm sorry. So sometimes when you have a kind of a mild dog like Redford, you got to kind of stimulate him. So I'm going to try to get him to jump up. I'm almost sure he's not going to. Redford, here. Redford, hey, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Like I said, he's learned his lesson. So the way he learned his lesson is, watch this. I'm going to come over a little bit, and I'm going to show you if he jumped up, I was going to have his paw would end up on somewhere on my body, right? I'm going to grab his paw, and maybe both of them, and I'm going to squeeze them. And I'm going to squeeze them until he pulls away or until he vocalizes in the slightest bit. I didn't want to do it because he didn't do it wrong. The other thing is no biting. So I want to give him opportunities to bite. Again, Redford had learned this lesson pretty well, but see, I'm giving him opportunities to bite. And it's also okay to bring a chew or something that you don't want him to chew. And then if he were to bite that, I'm going to grab the back of his neck and watch this and watch his demeanor go down. Oh, stand up, buddy. Come on, don't get sad already. Arr! So his demeanor, I don't know if you can read that in a dog, but his ears are back, his eyes are concerned. He knows he did something wrong. Then no pulling. Now, Redford has learned this lesson really well, but if we were to walk around, all I'm going to do is tug on this. We showed that when we were training. He's learned it so well, he's not going to pull against me. We'll work with another dog that probably will pull a little bit, and I'll demonstrate that. Okay, connections. So today I want to talk about one of the parts of the week 1 test to allow Simba to go on to week 2. So it's really about focus and sitting for 2 to 10 seconds and then being comfortable going into the crate. I'll be honest with you, we're rehoming Simba, and his previous owner kind of messed him up on the crate. He didn't want to go into the crate at all. And so every time that he goes outside, I put food in his crate. That's the real trick, is I put food in his crate, so every time he goes into the crate now, he's excited. I just opened the door to my garage this morning to let him back in, and he went straight into his crate. That took 2 weeks of me seeding it. With the dog that we were doing that with initially, he goes straight into his crate right away. So don't get in the habit of not showing the dog there's a reward in the crate. But let me show you what it looks like to have a dog focus, learn how to sit and focus. So what we want is we want him to sit on command, and we want him to hold it for a minimum of 2 seconds, a maximum of 10 seconds. Oh, you're being a little silly, aren't you? Okay, you ready? You ready? Hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, so this is focus. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, come on, Sim. Sim. Sit. 1, 2, 3. Hey, look at me. So he's not focusing. So I don't have focus. I might have him sitting for sit. Darn it. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Hey. Here. Okay. Now we're going to try this. You're a little distracted, huh? Hey. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kennel. Then he readily goes into the kennel and he follows the noise, and then he'll sit in the kennel. Hey. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really good. Okay, here. Then I'm going to introduce him to another surface. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on. Good. So Simba is ready to move on to week 2 because he sits. with a focus of 2 to 10 seconds. When I say focus, he's looking at me during that time. So if you notice, when he wasn't looking at me, I just would give him a little tug, or I'd give him a little tap on his forehead to remind him to look at me. We're teaching a dog to focus, because until they can focus, especially on our hand, they can't learn more. And you're learning good, aren't you? Okay. Okay, we've got Simba inside. Honestly, Simba's, most of his training has been in the garage, so this is a little bit of a new experience for him. And we're trying to pass his week 1 test. So a couple things that we need for Simba to pass his week 1 test is we need to know that he knows the no-nos. So Simba we rehomed him, and he had a really bad habit of jumping up. Hey, 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 ah! So here we go. This is a good process to show you no jumping. So he didn't jump up on me, he jumped up on this chair. So what I've done is I've grabbed his paws and I'm going to squeeze. Now if you listen, you hear a slight bit of kind of whining vocalization. And what I did was teach him, you do not jump up on chairs. Let's see if he's going to do that again. So I'm going to grab his paws. And he gets a slight amount of vocalization. Let's see if we can see him look at the chair and turn away. Let's see. So obviously his previous owner allowed him to get up on furniture, and we're just trying to teach him you don't get up on furniture. Now we also want to teach him no pulling. So if he's sitting there and I move, he needs to move. He did with me. Now he's going over there. See how I did that little correction? See how he turned back. Now we're going to try to get him distracted one more time. I'm going to make a little correction. No pulling, okay? And the third thing is no biting. Now I don't think he's going to bite. But if I was having trouble with him chewing on my shoes, then I'd bring my shoe out here. And when he bit it, I'd put the shoe right here, and I'd go, "Arr!" And I'd tell him in his language, no, that's the wrong thing to do. Now I'm just going to love him up because he's a little sad because I just corrected him. He doesn't know any reason why you got corrected, huh, buddy? Okay, so this is Redford. He actually has been mainly trained outside. But remember, when we want him to qualify for the test, he's going to be trained inside and outside. And what are we looking for in the first week? We're looking for him to focus for 2 to 10 seconds. If you can get 10 seconds, great. With an 8-week-old puppy, 10 seconds might be a lot. But then we're looking for him to follow the food by sound into the crate. Remember, we're using this little cement mixing thing. And so here it is. Sit, show, kennel. So now I want to get 2 to 10 seconds. So sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here. Good boy. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kennel. So that's the completion of the test for week 1. But while I'm in training for week 1, I might want to introduce him, because this gets maybe a little redundant for a smart dog like Redford, so I'm going to introduce him to different surfaces. This is our kennel liner that's elevated. Redford, here. Good boy, good boy. Hey, sit. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Redford, kennel. Good boy. Sit. Hey, sit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good boy. Notice that I reward him after I get the focus. Okay. And then I release him. So what's happening here is I'm just teaching him, 1, to sit, 2, to follow the food, and then I'm also, notice that when the food goes onto the hard plastic, it makes a sound that he recognizes. Watch this. See how I lost his attention? But I focus his attention, right? To get into the crate. Now, I'm going to teach him to sit in the crate. Hey, sit. And then we're going to extend that. We extended it to 10 seconds. So Redford did great. He's ready to go on to week 2. Hi, my name's Pete Morrill. I'm with Mountain Kennels. We've been breeding and training Labrador Retrievers for about 25 years, and we're about deepening canine connections. So what I'm doing now is I'm introducing you guys to the test for week 1. Your dog should be able to qualify to pass on to week 2 once week 1 is done. So remember, the very first thing that we were doing was we were conditioning the dog to the whistle, we were conditioning the dog to the word here, and we were conditioning the dog to my hand down. So what you're going to see is you're going to see me do all 3 of those things, and until your dog recognizes that it's supposed to come to you when any of those things happen, then you're not ready to go on to week 2. But this is the simplest one. So I've got a little bit of food. We're going for a walk. And what you're going to see is, see the dogs come to me. Good boys, good boys. Now watch this. This will be super easy. Here. Good boys, good boys. Right, we're conditioning them to that. Now, remember, my hand down is the last thing. So they're very cute, right? They're very cute. In fact, Redford won't let me out of his sight. And so this will be easy, but what I want to do is get them distracted. So they're going to be distracted when I go this way. And then I'm going to go, Simba. I'm going to try to get it, Simba. So are the dogs responding to 3 different things? The whistle, here, and my hands. Here, if they are doing that, you're ready for that command to work on week 2 material. So you've now passed the test for week 1.